Before we jump in, I do earn a referral fee when you use the services and companies I demonstrate in the video, but there is no additional cost to you. I chose them because they're the best in the industry and you're safe with them.
Is the Netherlands, with its high tax rates, truly the beacon of wealth equality it's often portrayed to be? This is a question that has sparked numerous debates among economists and policymakers alike. The Netherlands is commonly perceived as a model nation when it comes to wealth distribution. High tax rates, a comprehensive welfare state, and a strong commitment to social equality have painted a picture of a society where wealth is evenly distributed, and disparity is kept to a minimum. However, what if I told you that this perception might not be as accurate as it seems? A deeper look into the Dutch economy reveals some surprising statistics that challenge this common narrative. According to a report from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the Netherlands ranks among the top 10 countries with the highest wealth inequality in the developed world. This might come as a shock to many, considering the country's reputation for its progressive tax system and extensive social safety nets. Moreover, a study conducted by the Netherlands Bureau for Economic Policy Analysis revealed that the wealthiest 1% of Dutch households hold approximately 23% of the nation's total wealth. This figure is not far off from the United States, a country often criticized for its wealth inequality, where the top 1% holds around 29% of the wealth. To add to this, the richest 10% in the Netherlands own more than 60% of the nation's wealth, a stark contrast to the image of a balanced wealth distribution. So how did we arrive at this point? How has a country with such high tax rates and a robust welfare system ended up with such significant wealth inequality? As we delve deeper into this issue, we might find that the truth is not as straightforward as it seems. It's a complex narrative of economic policies, societal norms, and historical developments that have shaped the Dutch economy into what it is today. It's a tale that might just change the way we perceive wealth inequality in the Netherlands, and perhaps make us question our understanding of wealth distribution and economic inequality at large. To get a clearer picture, let's put the Dutch economy into perspective by comparing it with other economies worldwide. When we think about wealth inequality, a few countries might come to mind. The United States, for instance, often stands out as a sharp example of wealth disparity. However, when we look at the Gini coefficient, a statistical measure of income or wealth distribution, the Netherlands has a score of around 28. This is significantly lower than the United States, which has a Gini coefficient in the low 40s. This shows that despite being one of the world's wealthiest nations, the Netherlands has managed to maintain a relatively even distribution of wealth. Now, let's look at a country that's quite similar to the Netherlands, but with a different economic model. Sweden, like the Netherlands, is a high-income country with a strong welfare state. However, its Gini coefficient hovers around 25, even lower than the Netherlands. This suggests that Sweden has been more successful at reducing wealth inequality, despite having a similar economic structure. But let's not limit ourselves to high-income countries. If we look at Brazil, a middle-income country, we see a stark contrast. Brazil's Gini coefficient is in the high 50s, indicating a higher level of wealth inequality than both the Netherlands and Sweden. This is a reminder that wealth inequality is not just a problem for rich countries. In comparison to other economies, both similar and dissimilar, the Netherlands strikes a middle ground. It's not as unequal as the United States or Brazil, but it's not as equal as Sweden either. This comparison challenges the notion that wealth inequality is simply a product of overall wealth. It's not just about how much wealth a country has, but how that wealth is distributed. And as we see from the Gini coefficients, the distribution of wealth can vary significantly from country to country. The comparison paints a startling picture, doesn't it? Despite having one of the highest tax rates globally, why does the Netherlands still grapple with wealth inequality? It's a perplexing question, isn't it? High taxes might intuitively seem like a straightforward solution to wealth inequality. After all, the more the wealthy are taxed, the more resources are available to redistribute to the less fortunate, right? Well, not necessarily. The answer lies in the details of how the Dutch tax system operates. Firstly, the Netherlands operates on a progressive tax system, where the tax rate increases as the taxable amount increases. Sounds fair, doesn't it? The more you earn, the more you contribute. But here's the catch. The tax system is structured in such a way that it doesn't always have the intended effect of wealth redistribution. For instance, the Dutch tax code taxes income from work and home ownership more heavily than income from wealth, such as dividends and capital gains. This means that those with significant wealth can structure their finances in a way that minimizes their tax burden. Moreover, the Netherlands also has a box system for income taxation. There are 3 boxes, each with its own tax rate and base upon which it is calculated. Box 1 includes income from work and home, Box 2 comprises income from substantial business interests, and Box 3 includes income from savings and investments. While this system aims to tax different types of income fairly, in practice, it often results in the wealthy paying less tax proportionally. Furthermore, the Netherlands has a relatively high threshold for inheritance tax, allowing substantial wealth to be passed down generations with minimal tax implications. This perpetuates the cycle of wealth inequality. In conclusion, while the Netherlands does have high taxes, the intricacies of its tax system create a reality where wealth is not as evenly distributed as one might expect. It appears that high taxes alone may not be the solution to wealth inequality. But if not taxes, then what factors are contributing to the wealth inequality in the Netherlands? You may ask. Well, let's delve deeper to uncover some of the other underlying factors that may be influencing this economic conundrum. First, let's consider education. The Netherlands boasts one of the world's best education systems, but it's not without its flaws. The quality of education can vary greatly depending on where you live and what your socio-economic background is. Those from wealthier backgrounds tend to receive a higher quality education, which in turn opens up more lucrative career opportunities. This cycle of privilege perpetuates wealth inequality, keeping the rich richer and the poor poorer. Next, we have the housing market. The Netherlands has seen a significant increase in property prices over the years. This has led to an increase in wealth for homeowners, while those who rent are left behind. This disparity in wealth accumulation through property ownership has been a significant driver of wealth inequality in the country. Inheritance laws also play a role. The Netherlands has one of the most generous inheritance tax regimes in Europe. This means that wealth can be passed down from generation to generation, with minimal tax implications. This perpetuates wealth within families and contributes to the widening gap between the rich and the poor. Even the labor market is not exempt from contributing to the inequality. Temporary contracts and part-time jobs, common in the Netherlands, often offer lower wages and less job security than full-time positions. This can lead to income instability, making it harder for these workers to build wealth over time. In conclusion, while high taxes may seem like an obvious culprit for wealth inequality, it's clear that the issue is far more complex. It's a combination of various factors, education, the housing market, inheritance laws, and the labor market that collectively contribute to the wealth disparity. Wealth inequality, it appears, is a complex issue with multiple influencing factors. It's an intricate web that requires more than just fiscal measures to untangle. So, what can we learn from the Dutch experience with wealth inequality and taxes? The Dutch economy provides an intriguing case study for those interested in the dynamics of wealth inequality. It's a country that has one of the highest tax rates in the world, yet it grapples with considerable wealth disparity. This might seem counterintuitive to some, but it underscores the complexity of the issue. We've delved into the various factors that contribute to this paradox. We've learned that high tax rates don't necessarily equate to wealth equality. While taxes can help redistribute wealth and provide essential public services, they can also have unintended consequences. For instance, they can discourage investment and entrepreneurship, potentially stifling economic growth. We've also explored how the Dutch wealth inequality is not just about taxation, it's about the concentration of assets, the intergenerational transmission of wealth, and the structure of the economy. The Dutch economy is heavily skewed towards services and knowledge industries, which can lead to significant wage disparities. Furthermore, we've seen how wealth inequality in the Netherlands has been exacerbated by the housing market. Homes in the Netherlands have become increasingly expensive, thereby widening the wealth gap between homeowners and renters. This is a reminder that wealth inequality is not just about income, it's also about assets. In summary, the Dutch case illustrates that addressing wealth inequality requires a multifaceted approach. It's not just about raising taxes, it's about creating an economic environment that encourages inclusive growth. It's about ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to build wealth, whether through income, assets, or inheritance. This is not to say that taxes have no role in addressing wealth inequality. They can and should be part of the solution. but they are not a silver bullet, and relying solely on them can lead to disappointing results. As we have seen, the Dutch example shows us that the road to wealth equality is complex and winding, and high taxes are not the easy fix they are often believed to be.